I tried to get Mortal Kombat 9 because I was like, my friends and everyone was like, dude, you gotta play the new Mortal Kombat. It came out, like, it has like the red cover, PS3, you should totally get it.
Play as Kratos.
I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and go to GameStop. I'm gonna buy it. Blah 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 blah. I passed the initial like clerk guy who was like, you know, it's a rated M game. I was like, yeah. My mom said it's okay. I'm good to go. So I bought it. I was like,
wait, he let you buy it?
Let me buy it.
What a great.
So I
That's
actually,
awesome.
so I
What a
got
real
it. My mom was out in the hall, like out in like the mall hallway, waiting for me to come.
Mhm.
And then she was like, oh, you bought a game. Like, what's in your hand? I was like, oh, nothing. I was
Okay,
like.
okay. Speaking of gotten a lot of those, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vandals Offline, episode number 14, baby. Episode 14. I'm right. It's episode 14, guys. Hello and welcome back. Today we have some very lovely special guests on the couch with us here today. You want to go ahead and introduce yourselves for me?
Hi, I'm Jack, or as also known as Simply-J.
Daniel, better known as MightyBang, on every game and stuff going on. Yeah.
As always, I'm your co-host, Colby, or Stix.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm ZG FenRir, and we've got an interesting show for you today, gentlemen. We've got fighting game players in the house.
Yeah.
First and hopefully not last time, but we'll have some fighting game representation here on campus. Thank you guys for being on the show.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started with what games do you guys play here for the university?
So I play Street Fighter for the university. This will be my fourth season.
Mhm.
Yeah, fourth season. I started with my spring semester of my sophomore year. I saw tryouts and I was like, hey, I play the game, so I came down and there's 3 of us. Then the next season there's 3 of us. Then the next season there was 4 of us, and now we're back down to 3 and 3 again.
Yeah, you pretty much summed up like more than half the story. I guess from my little perspective, yeah, I had some good friends like Aiden Kelly from the Mario Kart team,
Mhm.
and mostly Dom from the Val team introduced me that we had an esports in the first place, like in 2023 or whatever. I was like, wait, you guys, there's an esports and there's fighting games? Whoa, sign me up. And I came in for Street Fighter and Tekken,
Mhm.
playing those 2 for a while throughout the semester. You know, we went up and down, up and down, up and down. I dropped Tekken, and now it's only Sandin. That's like the only Tekken pioneer. And yeah, I've been mostly sticking with Street Fighter and dipping my toes in like various others like Guilty Gear and, you know, City of the Wolves and other stuff when it's announced.
City of the Wolves.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm very glad that you guys were able to find the esports program. I know that we don't really advertise ourselves all that well, especially in those beginning years when we first started out. So it's cool that you guys were able to.
Yep, just a black and white flyer. I think it was up in the admin, and I was just like, we have that?
Really? That's so funny.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I had to find it and like see it like posted up by like I think in like the Briss-Pittman building.
Well, the thing is
Yeah.
that like I've worked in the Pittman Center. Like I worked there since my first semester as a freshman. So for the longest time, I didn't know y'all existed until I saw the flyer and I was like, oh, so that's what's in the basement now. Because this used to be a computer lab for like my first year, and then I came back and I was like, oh, it's different.
Yeah.
No more computer lab now. It's upstairs.
Yeah, we moved the computer lab and we took over.
Excellent.
we don't need those.
No, we don't need a
nerds.
giant computer lab.
Yeah, we didn't need those
It's
computer nerds
fine.
crowding up everything.
Everybody
let the gamers come in.
Everyone's got
Just
laptops
talking
these
computers,
days.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nobody needs an actual computer.
Who
lab.
needs thousands of pages for printers?
Exactly.
Apparently, the university. Do you know how many computers and printers we have on campus?
Too many?
There's so many. Just if you just wander around in each building, you will find like 3 sets of printers
Yeah.
just everywhere.
I do love how they're like, hey, you get 500 pages a semester.
Yeah.
And they just keep coming up. And I'm just like, I'm going to graduate and I'm going to have like almost 3,000 pages. Maybe I should
yeah.
print out a lawsuit or something. I don't know.
That
Use all
would
of
be
them.
crazy. Definitely.
Yeah, I think I only ever used the printer in the library like twice total.
Yeah. Well, now it's with like you have to scan a QR code. It's
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah,
so
right. That
confusing.
was
Yeah.
that like completely killed it for me. I was like, I'll just wing
Well,
it.
thankfully, I take classes that are like, oh, you just got to, no papers. You just
Yeah.
turn in your
It is
projects
nice.
and
I
go.
think once we swapped the canvas, it's been a lot more of the digital.
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
we will turn
Yeah,
in
I
now.
definitely
You will
noticed.
turn
One
in
semester with
PDFs and
Blackboard.
images and
Ugh.
same. I hated Blackboard. That program was whack. Did you remember
I
Blackboard?
didn't do it.
You never
Good.
used Blackboard? Wow.
My
Good.
mom would tell me the stories like a veteran from like a war or something. Back in my day, we used blackboard, and it was harder and scarier and
Yeah.
a lot more confusing with the jibber jabbers. I'm like, ooh.
My high school used Canvas, so when
Wow.
we're like
Oh.
Canvas, and everyone's like, it's so confusing. I'm like, I already know it. So
And we use
No.
Google Classroom.
Yeah, I was about to say my hot take is that Google Classroom is the best. It's a lot more
Mm.
streamlined.
I will actually
stripped
agree with you
down.
there.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've only used Google Classroom during the very beginning of COVID when it just hit.
Yeah.
And
That's
then I
fair.
graduated right after. So I have very minimal experience with Google Classroom.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So what is both of your majors?
I'm a broadcasting digital media major with a minor in film. I was 1 credit short of graduating, so that's why I'm here for 1 more season. So once December comes and goes, I'll be out of here, but not out of here because I still live here and I work here. So
I'm an advertising major
Mhm.
with a double minor in Asian studies and international studies.
Very
And
cool.
Really?
Yeah.
I've known you for like 3 years, and I've never thought to ask you what your major was.
Well, to be fair, technically, I thought I had it all figured out in like my freshman year because I originally went in for anthropology,
Mm.
and I was like, oh, man, I'm gonna make anthropology my thing. It's gonna be this, and I planned out my whole future. It's gonna be and then like one dig class semester later, I'm like, okay,
Mm,
not my thing. I'm freaking out. Let's take things back to the basics here.
that's fair. As somebody who also has changed their major since coming to the school, I highly recommend that if you don't feel like a major is fitting for you when you first start out, that you heavily consider switching. People are always like, "Yeah, you've sunk 1 year and you should just finish the other 3 years out." I'm like, no.
No.
If it's not working for you, you should not try and stay.
And
with
just
it.
try out other classes that seem fun, and you
Mhm.
never know, you might find something. Because I've had a lot of people who are in the film major who like took 1 film class and they're like, I want to do more of this, and then they end up swapping or taking a minor in it, and
Yeah.
it's great.
Exactly.
I was a comp sci major.
Mhm.
Realized I couldn't pass calculus, so I switched majors.
It's hard, man.
Yeah,
some
it really is.
some classes are just hard. So yeah, I totally get that.
Natural.
Thankfully, I took 1 math class in high school for dual credit, and that's all that was required for my degree. I've
Yep.
not had to step foot in any math classroom, and I am forever
Yeah.
grateful. Shout out, Mr. Dirting. You're great. Hope you enjoy retirement.
I'm currently in the trenches, man. Currently in the trenches of a stats class. Man.
There. You got this.
We'll see through it. We'll see.
Very cool. So you guys have talked about some of the games that you guys have played. I guess if I had to hazard a guess, what are your guys' opinions on something like the new Evo getting bought out?
All right, yeah.
I guess we can start talking about news for fighting games.
Yeah, so Evo got bought out by the mega corporation. I can never remember the name, but they got bought out by Saudi Arabia
Mm-hmm.
because it was Sony that sold their share,
Mm-hmm.
and they picked it up. So they're now, I believe they hold like 55% or 60% of
Mhm.
it.
Yes.
So on one hand, like it's great. I'm glad that they're getting more money, more of abilities to do things. But on the other hand, I'm a little hesitant with how things are going to go. Like I love that they're expanding out. I think Evo's great. I love watching tournaments. I love seeing them. But some of the values that they hold, I'm just hoping that they either become more lax or more accepting, because they're going to be isolating a giant chunk of their community if they fully go with it.
Yeah.
And that makes me really sad, because some of the best players in the world, I mean, Sonic Fox,
Yeah.
loved watching Sonic Fox perform anything. It's great.
Yeah, I lie. Similar opinions here. As someone who like watched Evo, like grew up with it for like 9 years now,
Mhm.
seeing all the matches, the stories, the different hype scenes, and like the different like tourney organized, like all the interviews and whatnot through like a screen. It's been like really, and also who plans to hopefully go to an Evo at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been, it's been quite the journey, and to see it like enter this new avenue. Like again, like it's great that they're expanding and they're getting paid and like they're being able to grow. And similar to like, you know, the Premier Leagues, for example, how like different like Saudi shares
Mhm.
have like bought like certain teams or whatever. It's like made it a bit hesitant and difficult to like support it. But I feel like if the people like, if the same staff or people that are still in Evo that are like, if they manage to have like a minor role still in it, and if they still have like a voice to like input and to, you know, guide through how it's supposed to be actually run, I feel like it should be fine for the most part.
Mhm.
Like I'm not as worried, fortunately, because I've seen like my favorite soccer teams, like I think it was Man City, be bought over.
Mhm.
And even though like yes, they have like this annoying like tag of they are owned by like rich like oil money or whatever.
Mhm.
The team still feels like the team. Some players are still there, like their personality and voice aren't like entirely like swept away and gone. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah, because
it's not the end of
at the end of the day, it's all about the love of the game. If
Exactly.
people are willing to support the game, then I mean, we can make stories and
Yeah.
get good stuff out of that.
exactly.
I think
Which-
it's a fair take.
Honest, but I think maybe a byproduct of that, we might be getting Smash back now that Sony no longer owns it.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
I-
Nintendo is strict as hell.
I think it's going to be more of a Nintendo
Nintendo-
problem than a Sony
Yeah.
problem, realistically. So unless they like are willing to change their mindset on how Smash 6 is run,
Nintendo changing their minds.
yeah, that's definitely not happening.
Try and
So-
convince them about their new what was it called? Their not lawsuit, but like they put like a binding contract thing evolved, like saying like
Yeah.
in Pokemon when the act of like throwing a monster in a
yeah.
game, that's a Nintendo
Which-
thing
That is a
only.
Fun
Nintendo-owned
fact about
product.
that,
I forgot about
They
that.
weren't even the first ones to do it. Dragon Quest and Shin Megami Tensei have them beat. And
Wow.
if they're like, we're going to try to fight this, I'm like,
Yeah, but they didn't patent it though.
they're
Nintendo
trying.
Shin Megami Tensei is or Nintendo is?
Nintendo's
Okay, yeah. But
But
the
at
other
the same
two
time-
didn't patent it beforehand, so
Yeah,
they don't,
it's-
there's no evidence for that. That's
Yeah.
fine.
The moral of the story is that be careful of Nintendo ninjas. They will beat you at everything.
Yes.
We hate Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Are you an emulator? Will you emulate something on?
What it? Huh?
I
Are
need
you-
to know
what are
about
you
my hard
asking?
drive full of.
Are you an
Game Boy Advance
emulator,
games.
or would you play old school games on an emulator?
I have in the past.
Okay.
I still do.
Yeah.
Till
Why?
this day.
Hmm.
Currently trying to set
On
up my
4K.
dolphin. What do you love? Krug?
Okay.
Unmasked. I am the
I
ninja.
own the
You're-
games already, and I'm not going to pay $300
Yeah.
to play Minish Cap. Okay,
Mm.
I wanna go back and I wanna play Pokemon Fire Red sometimes.
Yeah.
Like my Game Boy is somewhere at home. I
Mine's
don't
in my
have it
drawer.
right now.
like I
But-
mean, it's old enough. It still doesn't have the backlit screen, so
Yeah.
kid me having to sit like either outside or directly underneath a lamp, which was
Right.
really easy for my parents to monitor. Like, hey, you've been playing that for an hour. You should turn it off. And be like, all right.
Yeah, you get a Game Boy Color and you're just like, all right, well, car rides, you're just waiting for the lights. You're like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
move.
That's funny.
Yeah, some of my Wii hits, like the new Super Mario Bros. For Wii,
Mm.
Mario Galaxies, all this stuff. I'm like,
Hey, we're getting Mario Galaxy 2 next month
Yeah,
on the
so-
Switch
yeah.
for $70.
yeah, that I'm like, yeah, maybe the Dolphin emulator is calling me out.
But
Yeah,
they
hey,
are
hey.
adding new content in.
Really?
Yeah, they're expanding Rosalina's storybook,
Oh.
which and
Right,
they're making
okay.
a physical version of it. Which,
Oh,
if
I didn't see
anything,
that.
That's actually
that's
really
what I'm buying because
that's
they're
actually
like,
really cool,
hey, the
yeah.
new Amiibos, they're $40, and I'm like,
wow. I'm good. I'll
and all they do is give you an extra 1-up or a extra life mushroom, which I'm
You know
like,
what'd be really cool is if Nintendo started packaging their DLCs inside of Amiibo. Then you can start being like, yeah, we can charge maybe like $40 for an Amiibo in my mind.
No, it'll make the blow less hurtful or painful.
yeah, it could work, but then you have to deal with supply and demand and people buying.
Yeah.
'cause, like that one
Yeah.
dude that was so salty that Rosalina was popular, so he bought like
Oh,
hundreds of
scalpers! Oh my
man.
god!
Which they're doing
that would
reprints.
suck.
I've been
Nah.
wanting a Rosalina and Luma amiibo for like I think it said Smash launch, so I was like,
Mhm.
and then sold out and never could
Mm.
find it. But they announced they're doing reprints and it's coming to Target I think like next month. So I'm like,
Oh,
pretty pleased.
All up again.
You'll never get to see him.
No, I'm not.
Well, I'm curious what your guys' first fighting game was. What was your guys' first fighting game?
Oh. As a casual normie or as like a pro or
I will take
regular?
two answers because technically, I'm sure realistically, my first fighting game was probably like Tekken 2 in some arcade. Where I was just like, let me put
Yeah.
a quarter in and try it. I try it and I just lose. I'm like, oh, this game is dumb. And I-
Yeah,
So
my
you can give that answer, or you can give whatever your first actual fighting game was.
I'll give you
I'll do
both.
both.
I'll do
Okay.
both. Yeah, I like it. My technical first fighting game was Street Fighter 2 Turbo,
Okay.
and I was the M Bison kid that would like mash his like light little like stubby jabs. and,
Was it like
Try-
a crouching jab or standing?
standing. I'd actually no. I'll like standing crouch, standing crouch, standing crouch.
Just so you alternate the animation. I'm
Yeah.
doing something.
Like look at me, I'm doing the fancy stuff, and then like one kid behind me would like do like his
The scissor
Charge.
kit.
No, the Psycho Crusher.
Oh, Psycho Crushing. Yeah.
I was like, how do you even do that? And because of that, I now like ended up like playing Ryu, and then later on Ken. I was like, they're easier to play. They're better.
They're Shotos, of course. They're easy to play.
Yeah. My first actual fighting game that like got me into fighting games was Street Fighter 4.
Mm.
And it felt at the time I didn't really like know how to describe it, but like it just felt like a natural successor to Street Fighter 2, but I didn't realize it was.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my time was just really spent like discovering what it was, going through the growing pains of like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, how am I supposed to do this? To like actually like loving and appreciating it. And I feel like because of that, it made me like have like a stronger appreciation to like look up for like the characters. And I was actually a Sakura main. I'm still a Sakura.
You know what?
main
That
because of
that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Based
That
on
is-
how I know you.
that's the
It's
skin
so funny.
that was so she's my OG like first main that started it all for me. So.
Good character. I mean, she's still the skin I rock in Fortnite. Like, I know that's a completely different thing, but like when they were like, hey, we're doing a Street Fighter collab, I'm like, oh, hey.
I didn't even know they had a Sakura. I thought it was just Chun and Cammy.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's Ryu. Chun-Li was the first wave. Then it was Sakura. Oh, no, it was then Cammy and Guile. And then it was Sakura and then Blanca.
Yeah, I remember I saw
Nice.
the Blanca one.
Yeah, because Blanca in a
that one,
suit. I was like,
yeah.
yeah, I like that.
Very cool. My first fighting game, I guess technically would have been Super Smash Brothers. Realistically, that would have been my first one.
Lame.
But some people in the FGC would argue that that's a cop out answer, and so my actual first fighting game would have been Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Not a bad start.
That was
okay,
my
yeah.
first one. I was
Good one.
a Ruby fan. Back,
Oh, hell yeah.
And I saw a fighting game because I like casually watched a couple fighting games, but I was a big Smash player.
Mhm.
And then I saw that there was a Ruby characters in a fighting game. I was like, oh, I'll buy this version, and I haven't looked back.
Yeah. If I really think, because I think it was Smash Brothers, because like my cousins had it down in Idaho Falls, and so that was the game that they were playing. I'm like, oh, I want to play, and so I learned how to play. But I think the first one that like I actually spent like a good chunk of time with, it was OG Street Fighter 2.
Oh, wow.
So there's a story, and I told this to a few people, and then back at the awards. I think I was 9 or 10, and we were visiting some people, some of our family friends down in Oregon, the Thunkers.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Seaside, and there was an arcade there, and so we went and played a couple games, played Guitar Hero, love Guitar Hero. There was a Street Fighter 2 cabinet, and my mom was like, oh, I played this all the time when I was growing up. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. And so I played, and I was like, oh, yeah, I could beat my mom. It kicked my ass.
Wow.
Which character?
I played Guile because I thought he looked cool. She played Chun-Li. She actually knew how to do the spin side kicks and the lightning kicks.
Okay.
And yeah, I got demolished, and I took it personally. So when I got back,
Pettiness, yes.
like I learned how to there was I found an emulator online with a laptop because we got our school laptops, and I learned how to play Guile. Never knew how to throw out a sonic boom. I just thought it was like punches, kicks, things like that. First time I saw someone throw out a fireball, I was like,
You can do that?
what is
Yeah.
that?
The idea of a motion input is actually so
It's
hard.
so-
to
It's so
describe. It's
bizarre.
like-
But then, once you know how to do it for a while, you're like, oh, yeah, no, it's a course.
yeah, it's like riding a bike. You just know it.
Yeah,
It's just
but then the
intrinsic.
one I'd probably spent the first long time with, because I casually played Soul Calibur 4 and 5.
Right.
But the one I spent the most time with was Dragon Ball Fighters.
Mm.
It was coming around my birthday, and I was deciding between that or Xenoverse, because I want to play a Dragon Ball game. And I was like, oh, hey, the beta's coming out. Let me try out the beta. I was locked in because I saw one character, and I was like, who is this Goku black fella? What is happening in Dragon Ball Super? And then my dad was like, all right, which one do you want? I'm like, I'd like this one.
Mm.
And so I locked in, and here I am. I think I just crossed over 400 hours.
Damn, dude.
Wow,
Way to-
okay.
I still play to this day, even though we haven't gotten a significant update in I think a year and a half, almost 2 years.
It's been a while.
Right,
Probably since the
yeah.
rollback update.
Yeah,
right?
the
Rollback
yeah.
update was the very last one, and that came with the balance patch and made Super Broly even better.
Yeah.
He was already so good.
I mean, he started off okay, and then they kept buffing him, and I'm like, yes, more.
I know the Broly's that I've seen online just make him look like a god tier character. So it's like,
For me, I can just turn off my brain because it's like, all right, so you're doing that. Okay, I'm gonna down light. Okay, and we're in this corner. Okay, we're gonna go to this corner. Go grab a snack. We're gonna be here for another 15 seconds.
My first fighting game was 2XKO. No, I'm just
I was wondering if that was actually your first fighting game.
No. On that aforementioned Game Boy Color, I had a Mortal Kombat game.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember.
It might
what
have been
it was.
Scorpions.
But I just remember it was the tower, and you beat somebody, go up the tower.
Yeah,
I'd always lose at the top. I couldn't. Whatever that boss.
I think it's like Tower of Conquest.
Yeah.
With a
I always play Mortal Kombat with friends because it's honestly like
It's a
like
good
the one
casual
series.
friend game.
Yeah, it's like the one series where I'm like, I really genuinely don't know what I'm really doing. I'm just like button mashing. Like my friends and I can like combine both of our single brain, like half a brain cell. Actually,
Yeah.
I played it not too long ago with a friend, and he's the one who's like button spams. And meanwhile, I've been playing fighting games for years now, so I'm like, okay, so I do a back forward triangle, then I can do this. And meanwhile, he's just like, I'm just gonna hit this button and hope it does stuff.
Yeah.
And half the time he wins, and I'm just because I overthink. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and he's just like, nope, I'm just gonna pop, 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 pop.
see, the true litmus test question to ask is: do you like Sub-Zero more, or do you like Scorpion more between the two?
Pre MK1, I like Sub-Zero more, and then MK1, I like Scorpion.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm always a Scorpion guy myself. You know, the chain spear, the teleportation, the fire.
And the thing is, it's for such a weird reason that like it's not gameplay related at all. I just like Steve Bloom playing Sub-Zero.
Yeah, okay,
And he did that,
that makes sense.
before MK1, then they swapped over. Now it's Kaji Tang, who voices Gojo in JJK.
Yeah. Well, so my first Mortal Kombat was technically Mortal Kombat X, or like the 10.
The best one.
10.
Yeah, because I tried to get Mortal Kombat 9 because I was like my friends and everyone was like, dude, you gotta play the new Mortal Kombat. It came out like it has like the red cover, PS3. You should totally get it.
Play as Kratos.
I was like, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and go to GameStop. I'm gonna buy it. Blah 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 blah. I passed the initial like clerk guy who was like, you know, it's a rated M game. I was like, yeah. My mom said it's okay. I'm good to go. So I bought it. I was like,
Wait, he let you buy it?
let me buy it.
What a great.
So I
That's
actually,
awesome.
so I
What a real
got
G.
it. My mom was out in the hall, like out in like the mall hallway, waiting for me to come.
Mhm.
And then she was like, oh, you bought a game. Like, what's in your hand? I was like, oh, nothing. I was
Okay.
I was so visible with it. She's like, give me the game. When she saw like the red cover, so like the rated M title, she's like, Daniel, if you don't return that game right now, right.
That's
So I missed
funny.
out an entire generation. So like when back when Moscow had like this, I think it was called Play Live Nation.
Yeah, that's what it was called. I actually
Yeah.
I got to be there like twice.
It was like it's a weird like modern day arcade that like had like Xbox One games. It had like Rocket League. It was like this like really cool place. And
Not a
that's
great
where
place for it though. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
real, because like in the mall where most people like know where they're going, it's not really placed. It's not really like, yeah, we're not gonna pay $40 to drop our kids off for like an hour.
Yeah, it kind of died.
Yeah.
The novelty died out quickly.
Very.
But that's why I basically played Mortal Kombat X for the first time, and I was able to like have this secret safe dump from my mom and her being like, you know, worried for my safety.
Mortal Kombat. A little bit of Soul Calibur. I think it was Soul Calibur 2.
I love
That's the
the
one that
GameCube?
everybody
Soul
is like
Calibur.
weird
Yeah.
that we play Soul Calibur.
Yeah, because Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube had Link.
Yep, that one.
I'm so angry that I missed out on that. I played 6 because I thought all Soul Caliburs like shared like the same deal.
Oh, if all the Soul
Yeah.
Caliburs shared the same roster, I would
So,
love
yeah.
that.
But I remember playing Maxim a lot. The nunchucks guy.
Maxi, yeah.
Yeah, the guy with the nun. I was like, yeah, Ninja Turtle, Michelangelo,
The
nunchucks. Yeah.
First character I gravitated towards was Nightmare, because I was like, oh, he looks so cool with the big sword. And then my dad's like, oh yeah, I played Voldo. I'm like, who's Voldo? Enter this like creepy skinny
Yep,
guy who just can
yep.
bend over backwards. I'm like, that is not the bending of a mortal man.
Yeah. I don't even remember anything like of who I played or anything like that, but I remember I played it. And it's always like fighting games has always just kind of been like a couch with my friends and cousins.
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
always
Yeah.
those like friend has it, and you're like, hey, let's play that, because like let's do that for a couple hours before we
Yeah.
naturally gravitate towards Call of Duty or Halo.
Yeah.
Before I got into Street Fighter 4 in general, the moments that I shared playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl, like with the couch co-op
Yeah.
style, like maybe I want to chase after that like particular feeling. That's
Yeah.
why like it threw me into like
Yeah.
becoming
So,
this person.
so Colby, you are not very into the fighting games.
No.
Very like hardly at all.
Yeah.
And so for this, you actually stepped up and you were like, "Oh, I'd be down to try 2XKO
Right.
for the first time ever." And I was watching you play, and you said that your very first match that you played on would have been online.
Yeah.
as a human, right? And then when you came back to me afterwards, I was like, "Oh, if you'd rather, you can come play Spirit, one of our other workers here." And you mentioned that was a way better experience for you.
Yeah, because it was like playing online. So there's this moment of like, and we've talked about this before in the podcast, of when you're playing a game that's like a competitive-ish game,
Mhm.
you have a moment where you go, do I want to play competitively or do I want to play casually?
Right.
Mhm.
Fighting games have always been a casual thing for me.
Mhm.
Like I've never really thought to get better at one. I'm just like, yeah, we play and whatever. And so when I play online, I don't have a face to the person I'm playing. So in my mind, I'm like, I have to win. Because why lose?
Yeah.
And then like when you're playing on a couch, you just like friendly banter back and forth. You're like, oh, I'm playing a new character. Let me try this. So, it was much more enjoyable to sit next to Sam and play and be able to just like talk to somebody while we're playing. So
It is one of the best feelings to be able to play fighting games with other people. Because, I
Exactly.
mean, like, you can play online. That's the majority of what people are going to do unless, like, you're going to tournaments on the regular or you have, like, a local that you keep going to.
Exactly.
But, like, for the longest time, like, playing fighting games, I was the only kid in my class who was, like, really into video games. Everyone else, because in my hometown, it is always just farmers, athletes, or kids who lived out of town who wanted to play nothing but Rust and things like that. So, like, So for me, I was just like, oh, I'll always play fighting games by myself. And so do that, play online, and it's fine. But after like not working here, but being here, being able to play with Daniel, being able to play with you, just like it's one of my favorite feelings. And it's one of the reasons why I keep playing because like just playing with people is so much fun. I don't even care if I win. Like winning is fun, yeah, but I learn more by losing. And also just, it's so much fun to just banter back and forth. Because I know with you, with our practice sessions these past 2 weeks, it's always been like, you get me. And then I just become so miffed that the moment I pull out a victory, I'm just like, and I'm just like, all right, my rage is gone. I'm chill. And then you beat me for another
That's so
7
funny.
rounds.
No, that's valid. That's valid. Yeah, like to be honest, fighting games for me has kind of been this like, couch co-op style. I had that grew up with me, but I was like, similar to like being like the only kid who like ever knew these things. I kind of like, I spent more time playing it by myself so much.
Mm-hmm.
But like the idea of actually like seeing like-minded people that do exist that aren't like online or through a screen, it's like, whoa, this feels like alien. This feels weird. Like actually having to like remembering these feelings of like actually having like a co-op or a person to bounce off of.
And honestly, that's something
really
I'm
good
missing from a lot of games these days. It's just like good couch co-op.
Co-op. It's
Right.
dying.
It's
a
dying out, and it
breed,
makes me
yeah.
so sad because like some of my favorite memories was literally just sitting watching my dad play through a game, like whether it be Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, or I think at one point God of War. I was too young for that. But it's something I miss so much, and I'm
100%.
glad that there's a lot of developers who are trying to bring that back. And then fighting games is one of the things that I think will always like persevere. Like it's always something like, yeah, you can sit down with your friends, play for an hour, and then call it good.
I always miss. I still sometimes think back and miss the Halo and Call of Duty with the boys and
Yep.
3 a.m. and like fuck you.
There's a reason that I will occasionally boot up the game called Screen Sheet every now and then, which is it's a shooter game, but the idea is that everybody in the game is invisible, and the only way you can tell where somebody is on the map is you have to look at their screen just to see where they're standing.
That's really funny.
That is
actually.
fascinating.
It's actually awesome
It's
as
a
hell.
great couch co-op game because you have to screen sheet and you have to do that locally. So that's the
funny.
thing. That's a thing that I like to preserve. Sorry.
Yeah, I think the only the other part of why I enjoyed playing against Sam a lot more is he also had just picked up the game for that was his first time playing as well, so it was much more balanced than just playing somebody who's been playing the beta for a couple of days or.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm still hoping we do that event where like we pair up someone who's experienced with fighting games and with someone completely new and like do that. Because honestly, the game you can do like 1v1 or you can have 2 players playing against 2 players. And when they first announced that for the game, I was like, okay, I'm down with
It's
this.
really funny. When I was playing BB Tag, I had that thought in my deep, dark recesses of my brain. I was like, it'd be really cool if 2 of us could each control a character. And then do the tag system back and forth. And so I had this thought. I'm like, oh, maybe I should develop this game once I graduate high school. Then I graduate high school, and I don't want to be a game developer.
Yeah.
I always say I had the idea first. Riot, contact me. give me
them royalties.
Give me the royalties, please. I had that idea. I promise.
Yeah, we are actually planning to do a 2XKO tournament soon.
Excellent.
The idea is that we're gonna wait for 1.0 to come out, so that way everybody will have access to the game, and it won't be I need to hand a key to somebody.
Fair enough. Yeah, but honestly, that'd be fun. Just like a really great way to like bond with some other people. Because I know with some of the esports people, I have no idea who they are. I think like in total, I know like 2 people who don't play fighting games that are in the lab, and one of them is from the high school I graduated from. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like fighting games have a lot more like they're so specific in nature. It's a lot more of a harder sell than like than like your shooters and whatnot. So if it can like if this stuff does happen, it'd be like an easier olive branch to like extend into like
Because I mean, like almost everyone who plays like any sort of like competitive like shooter has heard of League of Legends. Like it's something that's always kind of been there, and I understand it's a different thing from a shooter and a MOBA, but like everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows what to clown on, or if they want to. And then Arcane came out like what was it, like 3 years ago, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, like the world and the lore is so expansive," and I'm still like, "No, I'm good." Which now I'm probably gonna have to change that because I'm actually enjoying myself playing 2XKO, and so now I'm like, well, now I have to learn this so I can watch it, so I can appreciate it, even though I'm still gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna continue to play this character.
Yeah.
Did you watch Arcane or no?
No.
Okay.
I've not seen it.
Good at series. Highly recommend. My sister, so my oldest sister, never like hardly ever touches like animated shows, and like she's like, it's boring as shit. I don't really like it. Like maybe I watch Attack on Titan, but like that's about it.
Pretty much same thing with my sister.
She
but
watches
she's, like,
Arcane.
crazy
It's
happy.
like, damn, it's actually interesting for like an animated show. For like I actually really like it.
I've seen a couple of anime. Pokemon, the Indigo League.
Yeah.
Obvious.
That's really fucking what I.
And then I watched Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Banger
That was a
too.
great show.
Banger.
I think that's
Great
about
show.
all of the
Still not gonna
anime.
play the game.
Bro, just play the game.
I only watched the
Do
show
yourself
for
a favor.
one reason.
Why?
And the soundtrack was done by Akira Yamaoka.
And
That's
you
the same
get that
guy
in the
who
game.
did Silent
And
Hill.
you get that in the game.
I don't want to play the game.
But
It
the game
doesn't
does
interest
But
me.
the game covers so much more. The game is just Edgerunners, but more.
I have too many things coming out that constitutes me wanting to
sure,
drop
buddy.
$70 on a game I might not even like.
Then I don't know what to tell you, man. You're missing out, man. You're doing yourself a disfavor. Like here is a peak game now with the patches because I already know I know
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I
It is
know
right.
Now that
that
it's
it's
out. Yeah,
I know what a peak game looks like, and it's called Clear Obscure Expedition 33.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to the old man yell at the cloud here really
Oh,
quick.
yeah.
Because Cyberpunk has been out for a couple years now.
Yeah,
So,
Cyberpunk
you know,
has been out for a couple years. I remember the
it
infamous
one game a
launch.
year for its time. That's
It
fine.
was- For its time, yes.
Why don't you two just do a game trade? Why don't you make Danny play Expedition 33, and why don't you play Cyberpunk Edgerunners?
You have it physically?
I'd have it physically.
Physical media forever.
I can buy
Buy
it.
Laserdisc.
I can buy it easily. It's no big deal.
Man,
After the
well,
next
the
paycheck
thing is,
comes
it always goes on sale. I think there's a Steam sale happening right now.
Yeah,
so
probably. Yeah.
I'll probably just look at it.
Yeah. The whole like Cyberpunk and those kind of games that are like free roam, like same thing with like The Witcher and
Yeah.
Elder
Open
Scrolls,
world
stuff like that.
sandbox-esque, yeah.
I've never been able to play them.
Mm.
I get lost, and then my brain goes, "There's so much to do," and then I have no direction.
Yeah, kind of that choice paralysis.
Yeah.
You're
I
like, there's like you want to do something, but there's so much to do, you end up doing
Yeah.
nothing.
I recommend playing the Insomniac Spider-Man games
Okay.
because they were like they're
Excellent.
I feel like they're the perfect-ish jumping off point. It's like the world is like
It's
it's
big
like a
enough.
sandbox. It's big enough to like it's like a lot of stuff going on, but like it's small enough where you can like do like focus on that like one mission
Right.
And there
one
is
thing
fast
at a
travel in that
time.
game, but also
and fast
like,
travel too. Yeah.
who's gonna use the fast travel when you can,
can web
swing
swing.
around New York?
Yeah,
I
traveling
think I
around
only
too
did
is
it
like fun.
just to get the trophy, and then after that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
So like me too. I gotta be honest. I did get lost in Spider-Man, but like the web because of how fun web swinging and traveling
Right.
was, it kind of like eased that like greater weakness of like it's like an open world and it's free roaming.
Yeah. I think my game's taste has been evolving because I did eventually play through Skyrim this summer.
Oh, okay,
Um,
respect. No,
Was that for the first time?
I've played it a bunch of times, and I've just every time I come back to it, I just start a new game. So I've played through the start of the game probably like 20 times, but I
Finally
finally
awake, are
played
you?
through the main story and some of the side story stuff. I'm working my way through Breath of the Wild right now.
Mhm.
Breath of the Wild is good. Tears of the Kingdom is a little complicated for me.
Yeah.
Breath of
And then The
Wild is-
Witcher is on my list as well.
Okay.
to go.
I have
Okay.
opinions about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But
Oh, I do
that,
too.
that is for another time.
Are you like are you guys like OG or like classic Zelda fans?
I like classic Zelda. I think it's great.
Twilight
Or-
Princess is one of my favorite Zelda games. Of all
Okay,
time.
okay, so it's, yeah.
But my TLDR of it is that I feel like the world was too big that it ended up like there's not too much in it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And like
see, yeah.
I understand like a lot of people love that. Like, yeah, I can just keep doing this, doing that. I'm just like, I don't want to collect 1,000 golden poops
What do you
Yeah.
say?
for a completionist.
What do you say? It's like
I'm not doing that.
What do you say? It's like the divide between like more like pre like Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom Zelda fans versus like newer.
Oh, it
Well,
definitely
people
there
like
definitely is a.
me,
I'm not gonna say it's like a
like-
chasm because it's not that
But
big.
there is
Okay.
a there is a
divide.
gap.
There's a
Okay,
divide,
yeah.
Kind of like
sure.
Hatino Peak, where how it's like split in half.
Yeah, because I definitely was because Zelda to me was like it looked cool, but like because of how like the lore was built, the games, everything, it just felt so overwhelming.
Mm.
That I was
Yeah.
like Breath of the Wild is like the easiest like.
and that's a
jumping
I
lot of
see.
people's like first Zelda because
Yeah.
it was a launch title on the Switch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
are like, yeah, this will be my first Zelda, and it's great. Like I love the art style. I think it's great. I'm glad they're finally deciding like, yeah, we have room for both the traditional Zelda, like 2D top down,
Mhm.
and the open world aspect.
Yeah.
Which the new like Dynasty Warriors Zelda game,
Yeah.
44 gigabytes.
Really?
That is Breath of the Wild plus the DLC 3 times over.
Jeez Louise.
I'm
Massive.
like, what are you putting in this game? Tears of the Kingdom isn't even that big. It's like 14.6 gigabytes, I think. I don't
Runs on
remember.
Unreal Engine.
They put Unreal Engine on the
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch. It would blow up. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it'd be
Not on the
bomb.
It
Switch
would
too.
blow up
Now in
for
stores.
sure. They're
mean,
definitely
it's a-
not in the stores.
It's a miracle that Marvel Rivals somehow manages to run on the PS4.
Yeah, it's coming out for PS4 somehow.
I didn't even know. I thought it was PS5 exclusive. That's fine.
It was
The
supposed to.
next season, it's
Yeah,
dropping
the
with
next
PS4.
season.
Oh, okay.
So they've had a
Wow.
couple years. Like, how long has it been out? Like a year?
Like a year, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been a year,
I think
or
it came out,
almost.
like last November or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
it'll be a year by November. Yeah,
Fascinating.
the amount of memes that I've seen, it's like, all right, boys, let's hop on Marvel Rivals. Oh, you're playing on PS4? Tell me what's that noise?
This is Air PlayStation taking off.
Here's the thing.
Just as quiet.
Yeah,
That's funny. That probably actually didn't get picked
I
up.
probably didn't.
So.
Everybody's
I'm
pointing
curious
around.
what your guys' opinions are on some of the other games that we host here in the esports lab. Because I mean, obviously, you guys are very into your fighting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only thing that you're usually here for. You mentioned you don't actually interact with our other esports.
Yeah,
much.
and I think that's my own fault because like I can come here. I do other things and then also just some of the games, and this is not a knock against the players or the people or the devs or the games themselves, aren't interesting to me. Like I watched a little bit of CS. I watched a little bit of Valorant. I just don't feel any particular way towards them.
Mhm.
I mean, I used to play Overwatch. I was a big Overwatch guy for the longest time, and then the great drought hit.
Yeah.
And then they said it was terrifying. The drought? No. But I stopped playing because all my friends stopped playing. I stopped enjoying competitive, which that was the main reason why I played the game, because they kept nerfing all my characters. And then I just stopped. And I like watching some of the other ones. Like last December, I watched the finals for our I think CS team. Because I was not doing anything, so I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll come down. I'll sit. I'll watch it. And honestly, it was cool. I like seeing everyone else like working together playing it. And there's a really cool way of like just teamwork of all them working together as like one unique piece. And then Rocket League, I think I touched Rocket League once for like an hour. It was all right. But I mean, all the people, they're chill. I don't have any beef with them, and I like seeing their games that they play. I like that they're passionate about it. But it's just kind of funny listening to everyone like, yeah, like doing this rank, this stuff, and then Sam's like, then you three over there, and we're like, yeah. She's like, yeah, you're fine, and we're like, woo,
Yeah.
You guys run yourselves. It's
yeah,
fine.
we run ourselves.
Yeah, okay, so for the most part, I think it's genuinely like I like watching the people. Which sounds creepy. I don't because I'll start with that because for the most part I look for like because of like how long I've been playing fighting games and I grew to like and appreciate them, and also playing like a few like growing up with like your Sonics and your Marios. I look for character more. And like a lot of the FPS games or whatever, there's that like disassociation with like the character that you're playing versus more of like, this is just me playing my role, playing my objectives, stuff like that. You're seeing it through this like, first person point of view and this like, in a traditional like war zone environment type of thing. which is cool and I respect it. But as someone who prefers more of like that, like character interaction and
Mm-hmm.
more of this, like, oh, this is your story and this is who you need to embody. It would kind of made it like a challenge to like really like understand and to like even begin to like appreciate it in the first place.
Yeah.
That's why like games like Overwatch and Valorant initially, like they stood out to me more because you get to like see more of their characters
Mm-hmm.
Right.
through outside media. You get to like see like their stories. Like, oh man, look at how they present themselves, their design. I want to like immerse myself and get to like know them more and analyze them. And like a lot of like those passions, it's like funny because it's like, oh, it's the same reasons why I gravitate towards fighting games and to make me like appreciate more. Like, okay, we'll look at our players, look at the personality that they have and how they like present themselves. Like, okay, that's like
Right.
the engagement that I look for, and like that's why I feel like Rocket League too, which is like a bit odd, but like because of how like chaotic and vibrant like the world is, and like how like your character, like the cars that you drive, can do all these kind of like spin moves and
It is
Yeah.
brilliant
Yeah.
to watch people play Rocket League. 'Cause, like,
Exactly.
I remember playing casually and was like, okay, yeah, I can jump for a little bit. And then just watching some of the people on our team who's just like, yeah, they're just going to stay in the air for like 30
Yeah.
It's like-
seconds.
it's-
And I'm
it's
just like, good Lord.
it's like stuff like that, like the characters, the interactions, the moves that they have, and like the story that like you get to witness or that you get to actively create through this like sandbox of yours is what appeals me towards like not just fighting games but like games overall in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why I have like my biases and
Yeah.
Fair enough. It makes a lot of sense actually. Then that's how your brain kind of picks up on and be like, oh yeah, I'm more interested in this because of the character stuff. It's weird. So for me, CS player, very opposite end of
yeah, exactly.
fighting
yeah,
games. Kind of, you're playing just pretty much a soldier, and you're just It's a team based game. So that for me, it kind of comes down to like, I'm not good at fighting games.
Yeah.
I'm very bad.
Yeah.
And
I still think I'm bad.
I have no one to blame but myself,
Mm.
and it makes it very difficult to not necessarily improve, but for me to see improvement. Because like you look at yourself and you're like, I'm not getting much better unless you play like the same person over and over, and then you're like, okay, I am improving,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like it's hard to do that. Whereas in a team environment, you can kind of make mistakes, but it's not like if you
Entirely
make
on you.
it doesn't fall through just because you make one little mistake.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to hear the side of like that you prefer just the character interaction, and that's what pulls you in rather than the team play or stuff like that. So
yeah.
And something similar to that is that it's weird. It's a little messed up. I prefer losing over winning because I love seeing myself improve. Because like I've been playing you for like 2, almost 3 years now. I can finally find the gaps in your block strings. For those of you who don't know, block strings is essentially like you have your combo. You can do like punch, 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 kick, kick, and things like that. Like do that. And then there's certain gaps where like you can maybe like mash or get out. Like I've been playing him for so long that I can finally see those gaps and punch through. And to me, that's exciting.
right.
I love losing so I can learn how to be better. And then eventually when I do pull off the win, it feels so good. But I also know that if I fail, it's on me because I messed up, I failed at something, or I did not check myself for something else.
Yeah, a lot of
And it's great.
a lot of the journey is kind of like not like learning like how you can't necessarily be the best, but like just it's kind of like it becomes more of like the more you get into fighting games, the more it becomes like you versus like yourself versus yourself in a way.
Right.
Like that like self growth, that self development, seeing like, okay, this is where I'm currently at. What am I doing? Like that's why like when fighting game players like, oh man, I love my mirror matches and like the same guy versus the same guy.
Oh, mirror matches
Right.
are
It's
so
not
fun.
it's not like because like, oh, it's because I want to like show that I'm the best or whatever. It's just more of like, okay, so this is like the play style that I managed to like and appreciate. I get to like see it expanded. And
Yeah,
this,
you're
like,
gonna see
really
someone
cool,
else play it.
in this really cool format, and it's just like it's like a really cool like venture journey, like learning to like, okay, like can I improve here? Can I style and express I keep on saying this, but like fighting games to me is like learning like an instrument or
Mhm.
learning how to like do a lot of it just comes down to like how you want to express yourself. It's like in those Spider-Verse movies where Miles Morales like does like the spray.
Yeah.
I that's pretty much how I feel every time I play. It's like, okay, this game is my canvas. My character that I play is my paintbrush.
Right.
What can I splatter around with and lose and become all?
Oh, great! That Street Fighter 6 had a spray paint aesthetic.
And yeah, like that. So I'm like, I have that like my inner artiste shall shine today. Or
That's super interesting. I'm curious now what you guys think, because I mean, you guys have been playing fighting games for a long time. Do you guys think that fighting games are inherently more difficult to get into compared to other games? And Colby, you can answer this as well, since you have the other side of this.
I would say yes. A lot of like, I mean, look at the block strings alone. I have in fact, more than, I bet you like maybe 5% to be generous will even know what a block string is. Like stuff like that. Like again, when I was like during my origin story or whatever, I didn't know what a motion input was. Like for like stuff like that. It's like, what the hell are you even talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And like various other stuff like blocking or attacking or pressing buttons or like
What is a DP?
All of those things I feel like are like intrinsically more longer to describe than like in like a CS or whatever, where it's like, okay, you have your gun, you point to aim and the thing comes out. And with those basics, you can then like work on your order and your flow of movement and all these like basic movements. With a fighting game, it's kind of like you have like light, punch, medium, heavy, like all of these like segmented button after segmented button, like all of these like pieces that you now like fuse together as one, and having to like describe that to someone may be a little bit confusing. And like within that, like some fighting games take like another route and have your own rule sets, which can be more confusing. So it's like in general, yes, fighting games is a bit more on the difficult side. But I feel like the real question to ask is like, if it seems cool to you, like, are you like interested with it? If your answer is like no, then like yeah, you really it will be But if your answer is like yeah, the little that I've seen with like the characters like pressing that button and they get this cool flashy move, that seems cool and interesting to me. How can I like learn how to do that, or how can I like try out this too, or can I try this, or what else does it have to offer? I feel like that's when like the decision making and like is it easier or not like kind of comes in. Yeah.
Jack, do you wanna?
Sure. I think for like, because I saw this conversation, and I've actually talked about with a few friends with it, because among the many friend groups I'm part of, I am the fighting game man.
Mm-hmm.
I see fighting game, I go like neuron activate. I think like a large disconnect, and I think it's gonna change with 2XKO when it finally launches. It's the price tag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
The price tag is one of the main things I feel like deters a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to drop $60, $70 on a game where I might not even like it. Like I missed the beta, like it looks interesting, but I don't want to like play for 2 hours and then realize this isn't for me, and then I'm stuck in the hole. Or someone comes in a couple years later and like, why do I have to buy all these DLC characters? And which it's completely fair. Like games are expensive nowadays. Everything is $70 or unless
more.
Or more or less, or it depends on the game or the company.
I saw a funny stat on Twitter. Do you guys follow the guy who's Make Up a Fighting Game Player?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I saw one of their tweets was a fighting game player who has, for the first time, not had to buy DLC for a game in 20 years. So the last game from 2XKO, because you can unlock every character in 2XKO now.
Yep.
It's been 20 years since the last time we've had every single character in a fighting game. When we bought the base game. So
That's crazy.
that is an
That's
insane
wild.
stat.
I think getting Guilty Gear Strive was like the first time where like the idea of like actually getting us, because like in Street Fighter, because I played like the older Street Fighter and King of Fighter games. Every character free, never bothered
Back
me.
when you had to unlock them.
Back when I had to unlock them. Street Fighter 5, I managed to like buy like a bundle for like everyone, so I didn't worry about that.
Yeah.
And when
well,
Strive came
Championship
out,
version.
yeah, I'm gonna go broke, so I'm gonna like take a break from this, or I'm not gonna play for a while, or something.
Yeah. But I think it's also just because, I mean, with a lot of them, like you were saying, it's kind of, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but it is a skill issue. Because a lot of people, like, when they're not good at something, they feel deterred. They don't want to keep going.
Right.
They want, because like, oh, I suck at this. Like, I'm not going to be able to do good. And then they're like, okay, I'm just going to pick up, because a lot of shooter games, it's pretty simple. Like you said, it's like point, shoot, move around, do the thing, success. But with this one, like, all of them has their own little things, like micro dashing, or just like learning different block strings, or even knowing what a quarter circle is. But I mean, for me, it's just like when I see a fighting game that looks interesting, like I watch a bit of it, and if it still interests me, like I'll play it. For the longest time, I didn't know if I was gonna get into Street Fighter because like I played Street Fighter 2, and like I dabbled in 5 for like a weekend with Redbox back when that was still a thing. And then they announced Street Fighter 6. I'm like, okay, maybe. And then it was a Maximilian dude who like played for 8 hours against the devs with like their like solo build. And I think there was like 2 episodes. It was like 4 hours each. And I sat and I watched all of it. And I was just like, this is so cool. I want to get into it. And it's great. Like, I love finding games like that. I'm just like, oh, that looks interesting. Then I learn more about it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to get into this. I mean, I had no right or reason to want to play a Fatal Fury game. I only knew Terry from Smash. And then, like, I saw Maximilian Dude talk about it. I saw you talk about it. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll get it. And then it was like $40 at launch. And I was like, great. Yeah, I'll play it. And it came with the first year of DLC, which more games should do.
More games should still do that, please. The moral of the story is that, like, if it looks interesting to you and it scratches that, like, weird niche,
Right.
hop on it. If it doesn't, it's probably for the best to, like, and play with friends and do all, like, bro, couch co-op.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
To round it out, I agree that I think it is more difficult to get into fighting games than it would be other games. And I think it kind of comes down to how gaming has evolved, and you no longer have this, like we were talking about with the co-op, sitting down with somebody and playing a game. We're starting to lose that, and a lot of it's online. And like I had, playing 2XKO online was half as fun as playing it when I was sitting down next to somebody. So I think that just initially makes it a lot more difficult to get into a game. And then obviously personal preference comes down to it.
That too.
I've never been like, ooh, a fighting game. I want to get really good. I've never had that itch where is in like some of these other games, FPS games. I've had that. Even Rocket League, I had a moment where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna work on improving at Rocket League because Carson's been one of my best friends for 15 years. So it's like, he plays it. He's good at it. He wants somebody to play with. I'm going to do my part and try to get good at it. So I've never had that kind of thing with a fighting game because I don't really have any fighting game friends. It's like my only fighting game friend would be like a Smash player.
Yeah.
And he's not like an intense Smash player. He just plays it sometimes. So I've never had that urge to try to compete with somebody. And I think that keeps it as a casual experience for me. And in that casual experience, I've never wanted to just learn a character. So like if you play me in Smash, there's a 90% chance I'm selecting random. Actually, probably higher, 95. I'm clicking random and I'll play whoever it gives me because I've never sat down and I've never learned all of the moves of a character. I think that comes to a personal thing of it doesn't hit the nerve in my brain to go, I want to get good at this. Doesn't mean I don't like fighting games. I think they're very cool. I think it's fun to watch people that are good at it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Watching Danny and Vincent play over there playing 2XKO before we came over here and started the podcast it was a lot more enjoyable to watch that because it looked interesting. Like you guys were doing intentional moves to try to do things rather than me just clicking all the buttons on the controller. So
yeah. And I think that's where like Smash is like the perfect medium between the two because like you can bring in the casual fan base and the competitive fan base and like they unite under one thing because like there's enough friendly faces in it. Like you can play as Mario or you can play as Solid Snake or Joker from Persona 5. Like there's all these different characters and if someone's like, hey, like that, I like that character. I'm gonna try it out. And then it's casual enough that anyone can pick it up and play it. Which is why I think 2XKO is going to do really well because there is no motion inputs. It's just down, side, and button.
Oh, yeah.
Which it's still throwing me off because half the time I'm like, I need to do a thing. And I do a quarter circle and then I end up jumping and getting hit.
my try hard ass is having a hard time like acclimating to like the no motions.
Yeah.
Time and time I'm like,
it's so hard.
No, my secret technique.
I must do a TP.
As somebody who I have played pretty much, I think I'm the jack of all trades probably amongst the lab here in that 100%. Much like how you mentioned it, you want to get good at a game because your friends are playing it. I'm very much the same way. My one exception is that I like fighting games, and then instead of getting good at it for a friend, I get good at it for me.
Right.
But I also wanted to get good at other shooter games, for example. So I started with Valorant as my first shooter. Actually, I started with Siege for my first shooter. But then I wanted to get really good at Valorant when that game came out. And I would argue, actually, that it is probably the same level of difficulty to get into fighting games that it is to get into other games. Because I consider myself to be a very slow learner. I do not learn very fast.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And when I was learning Valorant, it probably took me 2 years just to learn how to control the character and to actually use my arm to aim at people. Like, that's a skill that you have to have. It's like blocking. I think aiming a mouse and blocking is relatively similar in terms of things you need to know.
Yeah.
In terms of how to play the game, but then they're both execution checks. Like, if I can't aim my mouse at somebody, they're not going to die.
There's so much knowledge it takes for both games.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's something not a lot of people really acknowledge or talk about. Like, there will always be someone better than you, and it's because they'd have that knowledge check. And that's the reason why I don't mess with Tekken, because a lot of the characters have not changed since they came out. So those people who've been playing, like Kazuya since Tekken 3, they know absolutely everything there is to them. And I'm just like...
And they're still learning till this day, too.
Yeah,
and
it's a constant learning cycle, because new character comes out, new patch comes out, you got to learn new block strings, new things, or you got to learn like how to adjust to something because something isn't as good as it was or something else is even better. So you're like, well, how do I fold that into my normal game plan? I mean, that's my one frustration with Street Fighter 6. The one character I play, Ed, he's a boxer. With every patch since he's come out, they've nerfed a part of him, and then another, and then another, and then another. And we got a little buff, but he's still like, when he was a solid like S tier, which things I don't care about tier lists. I don't care about any of these other things. I like playing for fun, and if the character interests me, I will play it. That being said, it sucks when your character starts becoming worse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It is one of the worst feelings, because like, there's one of his moves. It's a backdash. He like moves back, sways back. They extended the hurt box, which means he can get hit more with farther reaching moves. And there's been a lot of times, because I have the same game plan, I do a lot of the same things. I've started to shake it up because I need to learn. But my normal instinct is when something's like might reach me, I like go back, but then it ends up hitting me. I'm just like, well, now what?
Yeah, I feel like
you gotta
that's
rewire your brain.
Exactly.
I feel like that's why like somehow like subtly like naturally gravitate towards like the low tier or like mid tier characters.
They're just more fun too.
Yeah, there's more of that challenge, and like you have the like freeing knowledge in that, like, okay, so like even though I may not have like the best things, but if I try hard enough and if I try in like all these like unique ways, I have like I lose less in a weird ways, like what my brain thinks.
And also just
even though like you can still, and there's technically all these like technicalities, it's like how I choose to perceive it's like I have all these stuff, like it's not like I'm not like bored out of my mind when I play like the high top tiers or whatever. I have this,
And what's really fun about that is that a lot of people are prepared to take on those like S tier characters, those like top characters. So when a middle tier comes out of nowhere, they're like, what do I do? I know what they do with this, but what else can they do? I mean, that's my frustration with playing you with Lily, because like you're one of the only people I know who actively plays Lily, and I still get hit because I forget how freaking long your range is on that character.
Plus,
Just because you don't have the experience.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the experience against playing against Lilies, because this man has played a character named Rashid for 3 years. And that is what I'm used to playing against him.
I don't know how applicable this is for like FPS games too, but like it makes me feel like I'm like an underdog in an anime. And
Yeah,
like, look at me weaving through. And
it's great.
using this like tech that's only like character specific for this like one thing and calling them out. And
You guys want to know an interesting FenRir fact?
What's your favorite?
I have 2 exceptions to this, but whenever I have played fighting games, I have never played a character that is better than mid tier in any game.
Interesting.
Whoa.
The exceptions are I played Ruby and BB Tag,
All
and
right.
now in 2XKO for the alpha, for the beta, I'm playing one of the best characters. So
That's
There's
fair.
like 9 characters.
there's like 9 characters.
There's
So
9
there's
characters.
going to be more characters in the game, but generally I just happen to gravitate towards the mid to low tier characters just because I find them more interesting.
There's just some
Exactly.
fun things about mid-tier characters, because like you were saying, like they have shortcomings, but then it's up to us to figure out how can we overcome those things and make them work for ours.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff too, because like a lot of like these mid tier, like at least the characters that I play, they have like usually dashing moves, like they like to like zoom and whatever.
Right.
You you don't want to do that. You punish yourself. You get beat up if you just zoom in randomly.
No, but if I
but
zone
if
in for
you-
the third time, maybe I'll hit. This
But if
time.
you there's like ways that you can play around with it. Like you can like that's why a lot of the time like, oh, I'm gonna hit the lab and find it's like you wanna like test out like the maximum range of it and like learn how to like break it down and know when to use like the long version or the short version to like mess up the opponent's timing and to like add additional like uses. So like you're turning this like flaw into like a pro at the end of the day.
And I think that's also something that I feel like kind of dissuades people. You spend a lot of time by yourself in the lab practicing things because you need to be consistent.
You know, it's really funny. When Carson was watching me learn how to play Yasuo, he was like, dude, you're doing the combo. And I was sitting there for an hour trying to learn how to do a combo that I thought was good and optimal. And he was like, dude, you're just messing it up over and over. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, so I can get it down.
Yeah. And like once I can do it consistently, I can start adding variations to it. Like, okay, they're far away. What can I do to get in to change my combo? So like, oh they threw out a punch. Okay, let me counter by doing a jump heavy, so then I can launch into it. It's so interesting, and that's one of the things I love about fighting games. Is learning all the different ways that I can launch into something else and then react to that. It is so fun, and it makes me so happy to see things, and it looks like complete gibberish to everyone else.
Right, yeah. Try and describe like one like the notation numbers.
Yeah.
like 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Let me do a 2, 3, 6 real quick.
Or like an
Quarter
SP.
circle.
Can we do a teaching moment here on the pod?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're gonna teach you how to do a quarter circle. Okay. So you know how on a keyboard there is a numpad that goes like I think it's 7, 8, 9, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. So you visualize that number pad, and then when I say 1, 2, or 3, you imagine those as directions. So if I say 2, 3, 6. The direction that you're going to go is, exactly like that. You just did a quarter circle.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
No, I understand how that works. It's just, so.
Learning to do it like actively, yeah.
My problem with fighting games in general, especially ones with combos, is I go to do something, like I learn it in the tutorial. I'm like, let me learn how to do this because I saw someone doing it super cool. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, easy. I get into game.
No,
it goes out.
It goes out, yeah.
It's literally
the combo you learn
That's
for an
half the
hour and a
reason.
half. As soon as you go up against someone, you're like,
Or it's like, now do it on P2 side.
That's half the reason you spend so long in the training.
you did it
method.
great on the right side.
No.
Now do it to the left.
Now do it on the other side.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's so much harder
That's why I
when they're
gravitated
not,
towards P2 too.
when they're moving and they're actually hitting you.
Yeah.
It goes over my head so quickly.
I feel like that's why, like, I feel like that's like half the reason to why, like, I don't keep up, even though I should, with like the full terminologies and like the frame data and
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if I don't feel it or visualize it or like get the motion engraved like instinctually, then at the end of the day, I'm just like mashing buttons and like that's boring to me.
And like
if I don't
Lythero
have
and
that
I
feel.
say,
Yeah.
you're never minus if you're just not a bitch.
Yeah, unga bunga mentality. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw something at you guys. So
Alright.
my most played fighting game would be For Honor. Have you guys played?
I have not.
Would you
played For
consider it
Honor.
a fighting game?
Honestly, I feel like I'm very liberal with it. I will say yes. There's a lot of like like there's footsies. I feel like
It's a very footsies game.
from what I've seen, it's very footsie based. There's like different like character archetypes. Like you have like your faster guy, your main like default, or I guess we call them like shotos.
Yeah.
Like there's all of these like roles and increments and like learning how to like own the neutral in For Honor style. That I feel like it has the basics of a fighting game.
Yeah.
It's definitely a fighting game. I categorize it. As the Smash player, I have to categorize it as a fighting game.
Nah,
It has all the techniques. So.
I'm a fighting game player.
He's a fighting game player, guys. We got him.
What was that one like game that won like best fighting game of the year a couple years ago?
Sifu.
Sifu.
Get
Yeah.
out of here. No, I do
Okay,
not
that
count.
is not a
That is
fighting
not
game.
a fighting game.
That
It is a game that has fighting in it. It is not an actual
that is a
fighting
beat 'em up
game.
game.
That is
That's
a
a
beat 'em
beat 'em
up.
up.
Beat 'em up
There's
is
a
what that
difference.
I love Sifu. Don't get me wrong.
Great
No,
I should play
Sifu's
it.
great.
Awesome
and
game.
the, and
Go
the
to
animation
game.
for it was
Don't.
excellent.
It's not.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Not a clue. I'm looking it up.
Okay.
It's
For
like
those
that's
of you
like
who don't know on
martial
the
art.
podcast, Sifu is a game where the more damage you take, the older you get, which means that you
do more damage,
but
you die quickly.
you die quicker. Yes, exactly. So
it was a really fascinating topic, and like I thought it was really cool.
I love the.
But then it won, and I was just like,
Is it like a story game?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah.
it's
It has a light story in it, but like it's more focused in on like learning like the combat mechanics and system of like the beat 'em up
Okay.
Ocean.
And visually, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's an awesome. The people behind that game made a new soccer Rocket League inspired
Yeah, I
game.
saw that.
And like unlike
It looks cool.
they added like the dribbling element. So like
wow.
it's like Rocket League, but like you can dribble, you can bob and weave, you can
Yeah,
you
and then
know,
when you
play
score,
interaction.
the environment changes. Like the
Yeah,
outside
exactly,
environment
yeah.
like
Oh, that's pretty
swaps over. It's very pretty. I'm just not a really big soccer person, so I'm just like,
Yeah, I gotta find like the right people and force them to play with me.
Okay. So to follow up on Colby's question, do you guys know what Omega Strikers is?
Yes. I have yes.
Do you think Omega Strikers is a fighting game?
Not
No.
really,
I
no.
don't think I know what that is.
I feel
You don't-
like
Okay.
I feel like that
Do you know what Windjammers is?
No.
Windjam?
no.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. The
I'm
answer is
weird.
yes, it's a
What's-
fighting game.
Okay.
I'm going to
what's
sit
Wing-
down and play Omega Strikers with you later. But
All right.
I think it's not a fighting game.
What would you classify it as then? It's a game where
Rocket
you
League.
It's a game where you're spacing your moves and you use your movement in order to
Right.
outplay another opponent. And you use your frame data as well
Does
as
that
your
make
buttons to beat somebody
Valorant
else.
A fighting game?
What the hell?
See,
I mean,
now
they-
we're into
Leave
the
a comment if you
weeds.
think that Valorant's a fighting game.
Oh, I know what.
Like,
I know what this is
yeah,
because
Rocket
Kingsley
League.
Williams
Yeah,
did a
I
song for
don't-
this.
It's air hockey.
That's
yeah, exactly.
That's
It's
what
like
it
an
is.
air. It's like an air hockey stuff that like you could say.
There's so many things that
has
connect me to
or
Kingsley Williams.
borrows.
It's not even funny.
Would you consider Lethal League a fighting game then? Have you played Lethal League?
I don't. I've heard the name. I don't know what this is.
Okay, it's like this. Like you play as like two characters and like this like 2D like field thing,
Mm-hmm.
and like you pretty much like you have like a ball that you like bounce off like the walls and the ground. And
Oh,
Like
is it the one with
Pong?
the? Oh,
Is
that
this
one
just Pong?
is like baseball.
yeah,
With the baseball.
Yeah, with the
Yes,
baseball.
That is definitely a fighting game.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
100%.
so I feel like I consider that more of a fighting game with like cool like techniques and whistles here
Yeah.
and there. So
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm unsure, but
I like this segment. We should keep bringing this up.
Is this a
another-
fighing game?
that
Let's
and,
just
like,
make it a
we'll just, like,
recurring thing.
if we have other people on it, like FPS players, is this an FPS game? And then we just pull like Elden Ring.
That would be fun.
You have a bow.
If we were doing that, technically, Clair Obscure Expedition 33 has a free aim element where you're supposed to aim and hit stuff.
There you go.
Which-
It also has a parry mechanic. So is it a fighting game?
Ooh.
This is a good segment. I like.
I
it.
say
like this
yes.
segment.
And I will.
No,
I
it's
will
not a
gla-
fighting game.
I'm
no.
gonna glaze that game for as long as I can.
No, you're
I
gonna,
absolutely
It's okay.
love
You can
Expedition
glaze this game
33.
as long as you can because we all know it's gonna come second in games of the year to Silk Song, and that's okay.
I
I'm more of a Donkey
disagree.
Kong guy. I'm more of
We
a
all know
Donkey
Donkey Kong's gonna win.
No,
I'm
it
more of a-
definitely is not gonna win, dude.
I think Donkey's gonna win.
The game
is
for
No,
babies.
No, I think Donkey's
No,
Donkey
but-
Kong-
okay,
Donkey Kong
but-
got it. Monkeys, bananas,
Honestly,
smashing. It has it all.
I am
It's
actually
Donkey
so
Kong.
excited to see like the lineup for this year's Game of the Year.
Mm.
It's
I
actually
mean,
really good.
We've
games.
had some incredible games come out. I haven't played it personally. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I've heard great things about that. Clair Obscure Expedition 33 came out of nowhere. French studio, 30 odd people and a dog made this brand new game.
He was important, I promise.
No, it is important. So, something that's really cool about this, they've worked on this game for 6 years. They announced it at like an Xbox showcase, like during the summer. I think it was last summer. It came out less than a year later. They dropped the first trailer, and they're like, "Yeah, it's coming out next year." And I'm like, "More of this, please! Stop announcing games that never come out, or it's like comes out 9 years later."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh wait, that's still a thing."
Rockstar.
I was literally just gonna do that exact bit. Yes.
Yeah. But
GTA is it even real? Is
No.
GTA 6 even real?
No, they're
It's
gonna
gonna be a
delay it
movie.
perfect.
Yeah.
But so yeah, this game came out and it just surpassed I think like over 4 million units sold. And it's
Okay.
just this small team out of France decided like we want to make the game that we grew up with and we want to make a game for ourselves. And it is, I dare say, I think it broke my favorite game of all time. I think it is now my favorite game of all time. And the thing is that it's only $50. If
Yeah,
you
it's
want to pay the
actually
full
respectable,
70, you just get extra costumes and stuff, which like it's great. There's no plans for DLC. It's a complete story from start to finish. And oh, it hurts. It hurts a lot. But the soundtrack, oh my,
Yeah.
that
I
is the
feel
only
like
award I want them to win. If anything else, fine, whatever. Just give me the soundtrack.
objectively, I feel like it comes down to like Clair Obscure or Silk Song, and I honestly I'm leaning towards more Silk Song because the amount of like fanfare
Oh yeah,
that I have seen for that game, oh my god!
it was the most
it is
anticipated
scary.
indie game,
like
pretty
I
much of all time.
Pretty-
don't
yeah.
touch or see anything Hollow Knight or whatever.
Right.
When that game dropped, I kept on seeing like all these reactions, all these dude bros, like even like people like Evelyn, one of our people on ours, huge fan too. it's like the hype around Silksong is very infectious.
Yeah,
It's very
like-
infectious, yeah.
And they were like,
And
yeah,
it's
we've
like,
been working on this
yeah.
for 7 years. We're just gonna drop for $20.
And like the
Yeah.
story, but it's like, yeah, we were having fun with the game.
That's why it took so long to came out. Like we were just
having
enjoying
fun.
ourselves.
I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That works.
And then the other game that I think is probably has a good chance because if I know Keeley, Kojima's gonna be there.
Oh,
Death Stranding 2,
Death
which
Stranding 2 probably
okay.
is in the runnings.
I will say,
I don't want it to.
No,
be
no, no, no,
honest,
okay.
low-key,
I will
but
say,
it's fair. I
as a
see what
man
you're
who's played the original Death Stranding and the second one and got a tattoo because of it, because I discovered a band I liked through it, and then that's the
damn.
tattoo.
Oh.
It is a good game. There are moments in it that genuinely brought me to tears. However, it is still a Strand type game. I know a lot of people are bored by just walking around the map delivering packages.
Yeah, walking
That's fine.
simulator.
The writing is questionable. I fully understand that, and I'm at peace with that. It's a good game, but for Game of the Year, I don't think it holds a candle to Silksong or Clair Obscur.
I mean-
both of those have just had more of an impact.
I mean, I feel like it could win like best like narrative maybe or voice acting.
I'm
voice
not
something.
sure, actually. I don't think so. I'm going to be completely honest, because like
No.
there's a lot of good things, and also with Death Stranding, Kojima's just like, hey, you know that one celebrity? Let's scan him in. Let's put him in. Let's put in Elle
Yeah.
Fanning. Let's put in George
Right.
Martin,
Mhm.
or sorry, George Miller. There's one Italian actor and his wife.
the
And then,
Walking
look-
Dead guy.
Yeah, Norman Reedus is the main
Norman,
character of the game.
yeah.
And you know what? Let's just put in Mads Mikkelsen. Why not? He'll just be an important character that won't have a resolution until Act 3 of the game, and then everything comes to a head, and you're like, oh, that all makes sense. But why was I playing for the other 30 hours?
Also, I'm sorry to the Kojima fans and Tarantino fans, but I feel like there are like some like odd elements that like are like kind of quite like they have like how do I like they have like
The man is a
different behavior.
visionary.
They
but
have
a
like
lot
this
of us
like
cannot see it.
interesting like quirk or interest
Yeah,
that he likes.
super
to put.
fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
90% of it goes through our head. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, so the Strand is, okay, now a person has been born from it. Why are there whales?
Some people just like a straightforward
What?
story, man. Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm guessing you've also never played
I
it.
have
Yeah,
no
no,
idea.
I
what's
have
going
no
on.
idea why there are
Exactly,
whales.
yeah.
That's
Thi-
crazy.
Trying to explain
Isn't it like a dark blobs and that's it? That's all.
the
that's all.
tar, yeah.
Yeah. that's
Trying to
all.
explain this game to someone who is like never touched it is one of the funniest things I've done, because I'm just like, okay, so Norman Reedus is delivering packages in post-apocalyptic America where the rain ages you up. It's called Timefall, and now we're gonna deal with the president. His name, Die Hard Man, and then there's another guy. He has a heart that goes back into the realm of the dead. You want to know what he's called? Heart Man.
So it's true.
Oh.
So it's true that Kojima is just an American otaku.
Oh,
like
100%.
like the biggest American. Like this guy just loves like you know how like anime weebs and
Right.
so imagine like a Japanese guy just doing that for like man, Die Hard is so awesome. I love Fast and Furious. Especially when Vin Diesel
a
goes
world
to your
divided,
fam-
made whole with little sticks for persuasion.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah, and like there's really cool moments in the game. I will not deny that. I love it. It is also very weird to have a literal baby strapped to your chest, and you're like, oh, it's a very important character in the game, but you also got to make sure that it's okay. So you got to pick it up and you got to rock the controller so it soothes its.
I was
It
about to make a
sounds like you
Ragnarok.
just took shrooms and wrote everything that
This
came in your
man
brain.
is
Yeah,
sober
that's-
when
that's
he
kind
makes
of-
these games.
yeah.
I don't believe you.
It's
It
actually
is.
you should see him when he just has this like the most intense, dead, like serious, this like just like determined like look to his eyes. I'm like,
I'm
damn.
curious what he's gonna do for the third one, because he wants to make one, but he's like, I don't know if I'll be around to make it. I'm like,
Maybe
then
he'll
who's
work
gonna
with-
make it crazy? Because you're the only one who can do that.
Is he gonna work with Jordan Peele on that, or is it for something else?
He's working on a completely different game. And the funny thing about Death Stranding is that was a direct a direct continuation of the canceled Silent Hill game that he was making for Konami before they kicked him out.
No, okay. Yeah.
Because he's like, well, I still want to work with Del Toro, who's also in the game. I want to continue working with him and Norman Reedus. And then they cancel the game. All right, I'm going to become my own studio. I'm going to make something called Death Stranding. And there's going to be whales, there's going to be a weird baby, and there's going to be a place called the beach. I'll be your Princess Beach. That is an actual line from the game. It is one of the stupidest things. And it's supposed to be emotional, but I'm just sitting there.
Yahoo!
Well, speaking
There's a
this-
VTuber in the second game.
I
I have no idea what's going on.
Shuts up, Pecora. Well, speaking
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Princess Beach, if you guys want to be our Princess Beach and head on down to the comments section of the video, let us know what your favorite part of it was today. because
Yes.
I have
Yeah.
unfortunate news for you, gentlemen. We're at time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Any closing thoughts? Anything you
Yeah.
guys want to shout out or say before the end of the episode?
I got 2 things, but you can go first.
no, yeah.
All right,
okay,
fine.
yeah.
Okay. Firstly, just if you're looking at a fighting game or like you see Smash and you're like, oh, where's this Terry fellow from? Honest to God, just look up some stuff. Like, look up some tournaments. I mean, like, Evo happens every year. There's always fighting game tournaments happening. There's even some in our local area. Just look at one or just watch some. Like, it's fun. Even if you're just not wanting to play, it's so much fun to watch. I mean, like, I remember last year with Beak Bunk, we had a large crowd just watching Tekken. Not a lot of people who, like, played Tekken, but it was just fun to watch. And so, honestly, just try something out. I mean, with 2XKO, when it comes out 1.0 and it's free, like, try it out. It's fun. And if you don't like it, you can just drop it. It's fine. But fighting games will always hold a near and dear place in my heart. Like, my parents played them. I play them. I don't know if my next of kin will play them, but we'll see. And then the second thing, play Expedition 33. I don't care. I'm going to keep blazing it. Pretty please.
He's back.
It is.
Producer cut off his mic.
It is so good.
After you played Cyberpunk 2077, of course. It's like, here's a segue.
We'll do a
Mm.
trade. You play that because also it's only 30 hours long. You can finish the entire story in under 30 hours. You do not need to do everything. All right, I'm done. My soapbox is done.
Yeah, I will say to the people that are like, fighting games aren't really my thing. I'm gonna say like this as a weird hot take. Come at like the characters and like look like just whichever character or visual design seems cool to you. Vaguely do like a brief short Google search or something.
Yeah.
To like captivate your interest. Because like what got me into it, because for the longest time, like I feel like in an alternate what if future, if I never touched a fighting game, I'd be like those like, oh man, I like a good platformer challenge. I play games like Marvel Rivals or like third-person shooters. If it wasn't for like looking up who the hell Ryu is and like a Netflix show or like a TV series or a show or whatever like TV media, visual media that I watch, it's like a really good like stepping stone to like be like, maybe I want to like learn more by like playing or seeing this character in their natural habitat. You know, it's like every single step like naturally matters. Like maybe
In no way, man.
Maybe you like the funny talking skeleton man and you want to experience a soap opera and how he lost everything and now he became a funny talking skeleton
Is this
man.
a One Piece reference?
Maybe.
I like Sub Torkanachi. He's one of my favorite DJs.
And with that, we have been Vandals Offline.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much for watching. We greatly appreciate it.
We're heading online.
We're heading online. It's Play on Words.
Woo.
And thank you guys very much. We will see you guys in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.